What up, y'all? Welcome to Poopin' with Plunkett. How y'all doing today? Fuck, I got goosebumps. My butt cheeks are cold, y'all, cause the seat I'm sitting on is really fucking cold. How y'all doing today? I'm doing just fucking great. Thanks for asking. I was gonna show you this lighter. It's a Nirvana lighter. I don't know if you could read that, but it says Nirvana. It's got a little guitar on it and shit. It's pretty fucking cool, dude. It made me think of like really when I worked at the zoo, like way back in the day. Like I was like, oh, 2005, I think. I worked there for like 3 years, 3 or 4 years. I'm trying to remember. I think I quit working there in like '05 or '06 or '07. I don't know. Anyways, I was working there. I worked the admissions booth. I just sit there and take people's money. God dang. I did spend a couple of days back in the petting zoo because they'd have like little kids, volunteer working and shit. And they had to have like an adult, like, kind of supervising the kids, I guess, while they're, working. They're volunteering. They get some kind of credit from somewhere, school or something. It's like a work experience thing for them. But, anyways, when I was working at the zoo, my boss is cool as fuck, dude. Her name was Kat. And, she was fucking cool, dude. And we'd see people, like young kids or like younger kids, like teenagers, I guess, like young teenagers. And they'd be wearing like Nirvana shirts, and she'd always get all pissy, or like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and shit. And she'd always get all pissy. They don't even know who they are. They couldn't even name like any of their songs. Probably they just think the shirt's cool. And I'm like, that's cool, dude. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. That shirt's cool, dude. I mean, I'm not hating on them. And a lot of people do. They hate it when somebody wears a shirt when they're not actually a fan of the band that's on their shirt. And I'm like, dude, I don't care. And then when I was working in the fucking petting zoo, or I smoked a cigarette, I fucking put the cigarette in a little cigarette container thing, a little stand thing. Well, then it caught on fire. I looked over and I was like, man, this thing's smoking. And I looked again a minute later, and it was really, it was just spewing out smoke, and I seen a little flame. And I went over to the little kid, was like volunteering. I was like, hey man, is there any place like you guys got water out here somewhere? And he's like, oh yeah, there's a drinking fountain. I'm like, well, I mean, like, I need like a container that I can put water in and fill it up with water because the cigarette thing's on fire over there. And he's like, huh? And he looked and he seen all the smoke, dude. This kid fucking shit his pants, dude. He started panicking, and I'm like, dude, it's okay, dude. Like the motherfucker, it's fully contained. It's not going anywhere. We just need to dump something in there to put it out. Dude, he started running around, fucking freaking out. And I'm like, all right, cool. I guess he's got it under control. I just got sat there. And I grabbed the water from him and I dumped it in there because I was the adult, I guess. But crisis averted, y'all. After we dumped a bunch of water in there. But that shit was funny. Man, that fucking zoo was wild, dude. Working there. There's this guy. One time, this girl came in. She asked to use the bathroom, and it's fucking like cold and rainy and shit. And I'm like, yeah, there's a bathroom right over there. You can go use that. And she went and used the bathroom, and I watched her. She walked back out. She was sitting outside, dude. And I wasn't even trying to hit on her or nothing. I went out there, I'm like, hey man, do you want to come and sit in the booth where it's warm and dry? Like, I got the heat going and everything. She's like, I'm waiting for somebody. I'm like, okay, dude. Like, you can wait in the booth if you want. I thought she was waiting for a ride or something. I'm like, you can wait in the booth. I mean, it's no problem, dude. Like, not like you're gonna rob me. I could easily take you out, you know. And of course, she took it as me trying to hit on her. And then a little later, like it was like an hour later, dude. I'm like not watching her, but I keep looking out. You know, I'm like, damn, dude, she's still sitting out there. It's fucking, it was cold, dude. And her boyfriend came, and she must have said something. Well, that guy in the booth is hitting on me or something, you know. And he come fucking tough guy walking up. So I just kind of nonchalantly went outside. I seen him walking towards my booth, all fucking puffed up and shit. So I just went outside, lit up a cigarette, you know, so I'd be outside of the booth. If he came up trying to talk shit, I just beat his ass. And he got about 20 yards from me, and I'm just kind of watching him out of the side of my eye, you know, kind of smoking my cigarette, acting all normal. And he decided not to fucking come and talk shit to me, I guess. He turned around and left. And I was like, dude, if you're that fragile, dude, that you're gonna go. I was gonna tell him, like, dude, I'm not trying to hit on your girl, dude. I was trying to give her a warm place to wait for your ass, dude, because you're making her wait in the fucking, like, sleet and cold and rain. I was just trying to give her some shelter, dude. That's all. I wasn't trying to fucking hit on your girl. And if he still wanted to be a tough guy after that, I probably would have got my ass kicked, honestly, but I would have fought him. You know what I'm saying? But no, I would have kicked his ass. No doubt about it. Another time, they used to have this local store that would sponsor like this weekend where they you go into the store to get a free ticket to go into the zoo, and dude, we get like 10,000 people over the weekend coming to the zoo, and the store would pay for it all. And they had like hot dogs and all kinds of other shit. That shit was wild, dude. It brought everybody, dude. And one time I was working, the girl was walking around, and she had like a tank top on. Her whole entire titty was hanging out, dude. I mean, like the whole thing. And not that I was complaining, but I like went over to my boss. I'm like, hey, dude, like, because my boss is a female. I'm like, dude, can you go tell this girl her titty's hanging out? And she's like, what? And she looked. She's like, oh my god, you can see her whole nipple. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, it's not that I don't like it, but it's kind of inappropriate. It was like all the little kids and everything, and all the dads with their wives and shit out here. The dads are not gonna have a good day if they get caught staring at that, and which you're naturally gonna do as a straight male. And she was trying to get me to go and tell her. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna catch a fucking sexual assault case if I tell her, dude. Like it's weird coming from a guy. I feel like. But if a girl comes up, hey, your titties hanging out, like I feel like that's more acceptable socially. So finally, she went and told her, and dude, I bet Violent J, there's this dude Tom Dub that he used to hang out with ICP a lot. I don't know if he still does, but these people were coming in on a school field trip or something, and they're like the kid's like, oh hey look, started pointing at my Hatchman tattoo, and he's like, oh yeah, he's got the same tattoo as Uncle Tom, doesn't he? And I'm like, that's cool, and she's like, yeah, my brother's Tom, I'm like, okay, I don't know who the fuck Tom is, she's like, Tom Dub. I'm like, oh no shit, dude, that's cool as fuck. And I was gonna give her a whole bunch of passes. I told her to come back on her way out, but she never did. And there's another lady on a normal ass day. It wasn't the fucking. My cigarette's gone, y'all. Let me wrap this up. But normal ass fucking day, dude. This lady came in. She was little, and she was all covered in tattoos, and some of them were pretty cool. Some were really trashy looking, but a couple of them were pretty cool looking. And she had a daughter that was like paraplegic or something, you know. She was in the wheelchair, like laid back, all like, you know, like fucking retarded. And her son that was obviously had some kind of, you know, issues going on. And I was kind of just shooting the shit with her while she was like, you know, taking her money and everything, and started talking about her tattoos and stuff. And then she's like, starts asking me for my number, and I'm like, and finally, like, you know, I just kind of skipped right past that, and, like, kind of kept with the conversation. Then she kind of kept with the conversation. Then she wouldn't leave for a minute, and I'm like, all right, well, have a good day. You know, she's like, so, anyways, give me your number. I'm like, holy shit, I didn't have a cell phone back then. So I like grabbed a little piece of receipt paper and wrote down a fake phone number that wasn't mine. It's probably somebody's phone number, but it wasn't mine. And wrote a different name on there, like John or something. Fucking gave that to her. She fucking left. Then on the way out, she stopped back by my window again. She started talking, and she's like, "Hey, you know," and she's like, "I live, you know, like a half hour away, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't care." She's like, "Hey, you know, I'll give you a call. You know, maybe I can make a couple phone calls, get some people over. You know, we can have a little fun." And I'm like, "You can call all you want, girl, but no, that ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna answer because you got the wrong number, anyways." And I don't know if she ever called or not because obviously I didn't give her my number. But I was like, "Damn, dude, this bitch doesn't even know me," and she's like trying to get in my pants. They call me Gold Member. I got a couple of uh, nicknames at work. You know, one's Gold Member, one's Dreamweaver, Double Deuce, and whatever. Oh, Blumpkin. Uh, and Uncle Plunkett. It's funny because I got a fucking sign in my toolbox that says Uncle Plunkett, you know, and it's like a certificate. And like a bunch of people have seen it, but they don't know about this because I don't tell them about it. And they always tell me like, "Oh, you need to make a podcast, dude." You know, and I'm like, "Yeah, I should, dude." And but they don't know about this, and I always picture how funny it's gonna be. Like if I died, and then like 5 years down the road, somehow they come across this, and they're like, "Dude, it's Uncle Plunkett. I used to work with that guy. He fucking died, that dumbass." And you know, I picture their excitement if they ever find this and I'm dead or something. But hopefully they don't find it like, you know, as I'm still working there, because that happened in my last job. That's why I quit. You know, I quit because I hated that place. It was too far of a drive, and the gas prices sucked. Anyways, I gotta go clean my chicken coop before it gets dark out and shit. And you know, wash your hands after you poop.